So I'm back with Diego Abente from the International Institute. We're going to chat now a little bit about language. So Diego, can you tell me a little bit about language access plans and your work with them?
Sure. So from the International Institute's perspective as a service provider, we actually have our own interpretation and translation department, which provides supports to organizations that are seeking to serve their clientele, their target market in different languages. So we interact at a high level with other organizations that are, in a sense, implementing, operationalizing their language access plans. And on many occasions, they've asked for our advice and for our experience in terms of what works best when they're trying to either improve their language access plans or, in fact, when they're trying to put them together. So we've had some experience with helping folks understand what it's like at an organizational level to think about providing your services in a language other than English in the case of the United States.
So are there best practices for working with limited English-speaking clients?
Yes, absolutely. In our experience, there are some things that work very well and across different communities and different languages. And I think the three that I would share here are, first, to remember that language is a tool for human interaction. It is not the end, it's a means. The second tip I would offer is that even when you're serving folks in a language other than English, think about creating materials and creating points of interaction that use a universal design so that someone, regardless of their primary language, not being English, can be as close to understanding how to get the information or how to process the information that's being communicated, even if it's not in their native language, right? So, thinking about writing things in a way that someone who's a Spanish speaker, even though it's in Spanish, would understand them at the very basic, simple level, but also someone maybe who's a French speaker could pick some things up, or someone who speaks Italian could pick some words up, or some images up. And then the third piece of advice would be around checking for understanding, right? Because a lot of times I think we use some of our visual shortcuts to confirm mentally, internally, with our own selves that things are being communicated effectively. And that works well if we're of the same cultural group. But when we're interacting with people of a different cultural group, those same cues may not mean the same thing. And so one of the sort of funniest examples that I can give is from my own experience as a Latino. I use a lot of body language, and so when folks are speaking, I tend to, and I have to catch myself, I tend to nod because I know what they're thinking is, oh, Diego not only is hearing me, he's confirming that he agrees, and Diego does not agree. Diego just wants to show you that he cares and he's listening, and he's completely plugged into whatever you're trying to communicate. And that's great if it's just you and me, talking about language access or talking about limited language speakers. But if I'm trying to provide service to you or vice versa, you're trying to provide service to me, it's really important for you to understand if that nod means, yes, I'm confirming that I want to receive the service or that I don't want to receive the service, or if that nod just means, yes, I understand that you're speaking to me and I'm trying to process the information that you're communicating. So those three tips, I think, put together create a really strong foundation for any communication with any limited English speaker, no matter the language or the culture. I think we covered a lot of it, or most of it. I'm excited to get up there and work with folks.
Yeah, and I'm excited where we have registrations rolling in for people. Thanks so much for your time and for joining me, and join us on September 5th when Diego comes to town.
Yeah, see you soon.